Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a journey into, well, a topic that's really captured global attention. The remarkable surge in expats choosing Portugal. We've pored over a fascinating stack of sources, including this comprehensive guide to Portugal's 19 best cities for expats in 2025. Our mission today is really to help you cut through the noise and navigate these options. We want to extract those key insights you need to decide if, this vibrant European nation could actually be your next home. I mean, we're talking about a country where foreign residents soared to over 1.1 million in 2024. That's a staggering 33.6% increase in just 1 year.
It's incredible growth, and what's truly compelling here is the multifaceted appeal. Our sources highlight everything from Portugal's full EU membership and, wow, over 300 days of sunshine annually.
That helps.
Definitely. To its ranking as the 7th safest country globally, and here's a big one. Living costs are reportedly 34% below the EU average. It's a pretty compelling package.
So whether you're maybe a digital nomad dreaming of a new office view, or a family seeking international schools and just a great quality of life, or perhaps a retiree chasing that eternal spring, we're going to zero in on what makes Portugal Europe's, well, hottest expat destination right now. The expat revolution. Why Portugal? Okay, so let's unpack this expat revolution. Beyond the obvious draws like, sunshine and safety, what's really propelling this influx of people?
Well, a significant factor seems to be the Portuguese government's proactive approach. They've genuinely streamlined visa processes. You hear a lot about the innovative D8 digital nomad visa.
Right, the D8.
Yeah, that caters specifically to remote workers with a certain income. And then there's the D7 passive income visa. That one's designed more for retirees or those with stable unearned income.
So they're actively welcoming people.
Exactly. This clarity and, frankly, welcoming stance really sets them apart.
So it's not just about a relaxed lifestyle then, is it? Are there also, tangible economic opportunities for new residents?
Right. That's a critical point, and yes, our sources show real vitality there. Unemployment is pretty low at just 6.2%. And the tech sector in particular, it's booming. It's creating over 8,000 new positions annually.
Oh, 8,000 a year.
Yeah, which indicates genuine economic dynamism alongside those lifestyle benefits. It makes it an attractive prospect for career moves as well as, just the lifestyle change. Understanding your budget. A deep dive into living costs.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for anyone considering a move. The cost of living. Our sources have some truly eye-opening data on just how varied that can be across Portugal. I mean, we're talking about a difference of over 100% between the most expensive and the most affordable cities. That makes your choice of location absolutely critical for your budget.
Exactly. You really have to look closely. To put that in perspective, for a single person, monthly budgets can swing dramatically. Lisbon, being the capital, naturally sits at the top end. You're looking at a total monthly budget from, say, 1,778 up to 2,500. And the rent. Well, rent for a one-bedroom in the city center typically ranges from 1,100 to 1,400.
Oof. Okay. So if Lisbon is the premium choice, what does the other end of the spectrum look like for someone maybe on a tighter budget?
Right. For those prioritizing maximum value, you look at cities like Viseu. They offer total monthly budgets starting as low as 850, maybe up to 1,100.
Big difference.
A huge difference. And you can find one-bedroom rents in the center for 350 to 500 euro. Coimbra is similarly affordable, monthly budgets from 900 to maybe 1,200 euro. It's clear that rent is often the single biggest variable in the whole equation.
And I guess when you add a family into the mix, that changes the dynamic
Yeah.
significantly, doesn't it? It's a whole different ballgame.
It certainly is. For families of 4, the budget requirements also vary quite a bit. Premium locations like Lisbon, Cascais, Porto, you're typically looking at 3,500 to 5,000 euro per month.
Okay, that's substantial.
It is. Mid-tier cities, maybe Braga, Faro, or Funchal, they fall more into the 2,500 to 3,500 range.
Right.
And then the most budget-friendly options like Viseu again, or Leiria, Evora, those can be around 2,000 to 3,000 monthly for a family.
I imagine education costs are a big factor for families when they're making these calculations. That must weigh heavily.
Oh, absolutely. This raises a really important point. Education costs vary dramatically. International schools in Lisbon, for instance, can charge anywhere from 8,000 euro up to 25,000 annually.
Wow. Per child.
Per child, yes. Public schools, on the other hand, are free, but
There's a catch.
there's a catch.
Yeah.
They require Portuguese proficiency, so they might not be an immediate option for newly arrived families. This is a critical consideration. It can significantly impact a family's overall budget and planning. Exploring the cities, tailoring your choice.
So with these financial puzzle pieces, like education costs, starting to fall into place, it becomes really clear that where you choose to live dictates so much. Our sources detailed, 19 cities? We're going to highlight some of the key contenders now, maybe group them by what they offer, starting with the major hubs.
Sounds good. Let's begin with Lisbon. It's Portugal's undisputed economic and cultural capital, no question. It has truly transformed into Southern Europe's leading tech hub. You've got Google, Microsoft, Amazon. They all have offices there.
Right.
It boasts over 100 co-working spaces. It's home to more than 20,000 digital nomads. And tech professionals there are earning a pretty healthy $2,500 to $4,000 monthly on average.
Okay, Lisbon sounds vibrant, truly dynamic, a real hub. But, every major capital has its quirks, doesn't it? What's the reality check for expats considering Lisbon beyond the bright lights?
Well, the primary reality check is the cost. It's got the highest cost of living in the country and significant housing challenges. Central one-bedroom apartments, like we said, average $1,100, $1,400. That's steep. Yeah. And while it's incredibly vibrant, some expats find it can feel a bit less authentically Portuguese, just because of the sheer volume of tourists.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, moving north then. Porto seems to strike a different balance. How does it compare?
Porto offers, I think, a beautiful blend of authentic Portuguese character and modern amenities. Its living costs are about 30% below Lisbon, which is significant. Yet it's also a growing tech hub. You've got companies like Blip and Critical Software based there. It offers, excellent wine and food culture, obviously, and it feels a little less saturated by tourism than Lisbon.
That balance sounds really appealing. Are there any common criticisms, any downsides to living in Porto?
Well, its climate is notably rainier than the south. You get around 1,200 millimeters annually, so more gray days.
Yeah.
And it does have fewer international schools compared to Lisbon and a smaller job market overall. So while it's growing, it's not quite on the same scale yet.
Gotcha. Now, for those seeking coastal luxury, Cascais often comes up. What makes it Portugal's Riviera?
Cascais really is Portugal's most exclusive resort town. It's located just, 30 minutes from Lisbon?
Convenient?
Very. It's renowned for its pristine beaches, world-class golf courses, and exceptional safety record. It's particularly well-suited for, let's say, affluent families and retirees.
Yeah.
It offers top international schools like St. Julian's School.
Given that exclusivity, where might Cascais fall short for some potential residents? What are the trade-offs?
The trade-offs are mainly cost and jobs. It comes with very expensive housing, unsurprisingly, and it has a naturally limited local job market, which means many residents end up commuting to Lisbon for work.
Right.
And, for some, it can feel a bit like an expat bubble, maybe less immediate immersion into traditional Portuguese life.
Okay. And nearby, Sintra sounds like something straight out of a storybook. What kind of experience does it offer?
Sintra truly offers a unique living experience, almost mystical. It's nestled amidst these UNESCO World Heritage palaces and ancient forests, just 45 minutes from Lisbon, so still connected. It's more affordable than Cascais, and it enjoys a cooler climate. It's often best for families, artists, maybe nature lovers seeking a tranquil, really picturesque environment.
Sounds enchanting. What are the potential gotchas? Things potential expats should be aware of there?
Well, the microclimate is a big one. It can bring frequent mists and quite high humidity. Also, local employment opportunities are pretty limited, and like many popular tourist spots, it faces significant tourist crowds, especially around its main attractions. It can get very busy.
Right. Okay, let's talk about some perhaps hidden gems, especially for those interested in tech and maybe a more budget-conscious lifestyle. Braga seems to be emerging as a surprise contender.
Braga is indeed Portugal's best-kept secret for affordable urban living, I'd say. It's this historic religious center that's really transformed into a dynamic tech hub. You've got major companies like Bosch and Continental there.
Interesting.
And what's truly remarkable are its low living costs. City center one-bedrooms available for 500 euros, 680.
That's a big difference from Lisbon.
Huge. It's an excellent choice for young professionals and tech workers, definitely.
So it offers a lot of value. But what might be less appealing about Braga for some? What are the potential drawbacks?
Well, like Porto, it's known for a rainier climate.
Yeah.
Gets around 1,500 millimeters annually, even more rain.
Okay.
It also tends to have a more conservative social atmosphere compared to the coastal cities. And you'll find fewer English speakers. This means Portuguese proficiency becomes more important for just, daily life and integration.
Right. Good to know. Now, for those seeking maybe an academic vibe and truly low cost of living, Coimbra really stands out in the sources.
Yeah, Coimbra is defined by its prestigious university, founded way back in 1290. That history lends it this distinct intellectual stimulation and a cosmopolitan atmosphere, despite its size.
Hmm.
Yet somehow it manages to maintain some of Portugal's lowest living costs. You can find historic center apartments for as little as $350.
Incredible value.
It really is. It's ideal for students, obviously academics, but also remote workers who appreciate that vibrant university town feel.
A budget-friendly intellectual hub. Are there any unique aspects that might challenge residents, though?
Well, outside of education and maybe healthcare, the job market is quite limited. The city is also known for its steep hills. Seriously, it can challenge mobility for some.
Right.
And, in the central university areas, you can expect some student party noise. Comes with the territory.
Makes sense. Okay, moving south now to the famous Algarve region. Faro isn't just a tourist hub, is it? It plays a different role.
Yeah, Faro is quite unique in the Algarve because it functions as a working regional capital. It's the administrative, educational, and healthcare hub for all of southern Portugal, basically.
Yeah.
So it retains a more authentic Portuguese character, I think, while offering excellent international airport connections. It makes it a great base for year-round living in the Algarve, not just seasonal tourism.
Okay. Where might Faro fall short compared to some of the more, picturesque coastal towns in the Algarve?
Well, it's generally less picturesque itself than some of the smaller, postcard-perfect coastal villages nearby. Summers can be very hot, often exceeding 30 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it probably offers more limited cultural events compared to, say, Lisbon or Porto. It's more functional.
Got it. What about island living? Funchal on Madeira sounds intriguing, especially with the buzz around remote workers.
Funchal provides a really unique island living experience. The climate is a huge draw, near perfect year-round spring, typically between 18 and 26 degrees Celsius.
Sounds ideal.
It really does. And it has truly emerged as Europe's arguably the top digital nomad destination. It boasts Portugal's fastest internet speeds, apparently, and active government-supported remote work initiatives. There are even free co-working spaces in nearby Ponta do Sol. That fast internet is a massive draw for remote folks.
That certainly is a big draw. Okay, what are the common challenges of island life in Funchal then?
Well, there's the inherent island isolation. Getting on and off can be a factor. Costs can also be higher than on the mainland for certain things. Job diversity, if you're not remote, is limited. And the terrain is very steep, which can be a challenge. Plus, during cruise ship season, the city center can become quite crowded. Making your choice. Key decision factors.
Okay, wow. So with all these incredibly varied options, how do you even begin to decide what's best for you? Let's try and break down some key decision factors.
Right. Well, if your absolute top priority is career growth, like traditional career path jobs, then Lisbon or Porto are truly your kind of exclusive choices. Other cities simply don't offer the same substantial professional opportunities for international workers, generally speaking. Lisbon really dominates, accounting for maybe 70% of English-speaking positions, especially in tech and finance.
Okay, clear distinction there. And what about for those with the flexibility of remote work? Where should they look?
For remote work, Funchal undeniably leads right now. That's due to its exceptional infrastructure and that thriving digital nomad community we mentioned.
Right, the internet speed and support.
Exactly. However, Lisbon, Porto, Lagos down in the Algarve, and even Braga are also emerging as strong remote work hubs. They offer good connectivity and growing numbers of co-working spaces, so options are expanding.
Families, of course, have very unique needs, especially when it comes to schools. What are the top considerations there?
Indeed. For families, Casquilla offers that premium international education, but it comes with the higher budget, remember, around 3,500 to 5,000 euro monthly.
Yeah.
Braga emerges as a fantastic value choice. It offers excellent public schools, a strong safety record, but at much lower costs, typically 2,000 to 3,000.
That's a compelling alternative.
It really is.
Yeah.
And Sintra offers that balance of being close enough to Lisbon, but with fantastic nature access, which appeals to many families.
What about those looking towards retirement? Where do the sources point them?
Tavira, down in the eastern Algarve, seems to combine a pleasant climate, good healthcare access, and an established expat community. It ticks a lot of boxes for retirees. Funchal, again, provides that island paradise feel if that's what you're after. And for those seeking maybe deep cultural immersion at minimal cost, Evora in the Alentejo region is an excellent, really authentic option. Very historic.
And for those maybe prioritizing budget living above almost everything else, where should they really focus their search?
Viseu and Coimbra, which we discussed, along with many other interior cities, offer exceptional value. Truly low cost of living. Now, you might sacrifice some international amenities or, a large English-speaking community, but you'll gain a more authentic Portuguese experience and significant savings on your monthly expenses. It's a trade-off.
Definitely. Okay, finally, the language barrier. This comes up a lot. How much Portuguese do you really need to navigate daily life in these different places?
It varies quite a bit. In cities like Lisbon, Cascais, and Albufeira in the Algarve, you can function quite well with English only, especially in service industries and tourist areas. Porto and Funchal have growing English-speaking services, too. It's getting easier there. However, in smaller cities like Viseu or maybe Viana do Castelo up north, Portuguese proficiency is generally required for, smooth daily life and truly integrating into the community. You'll need it more. Navigating your Portuguese journey.
So choosing your city is obviously a huge first step, but it's just the start of what can be a complex journey. Our sources really emphasize that a successful relocation often requires navigating quite a bit of bureaucracy, red tape.
Oh, absolutely. This is where practical support becomes, well, pretty essential for many people. I mean, how do you deal with everything from obtaining your NIF, that's your crucial tax identification number?
Right, everyone needs that.
Everyone needs it. To getting your NISS, which is your social security number, opening bank accounts, getting the right visa sorted, then finding property, setting up healthcare. These are critical practicalities that can be incredibly overwhelming without guidance. And that's where services like, for example, Access Portugal exist. They aim specifically to help streamline these steps.
So if a listener feels they need that kind of support, what specific areas do these services typically cover? What can they help with?
They generally offer comprehensive support, things like visa consultation and actual application assistance, help with NIF and NISS registration, guiding you through opening a bank account, which can be tricky, helping with property searches, renting or buying, school enrollment for families, which is a big one, and crucial healthcare registration. This kind of hands-on comprehensive support is genuinely key for many to transform that dream of moving to Portugal into a smooth, practical reality rather than a bureaucratic nightmare. Outro.
Wow. This has been an incredibly insightful deep dive into Portugal's expat landscape.
Yeah.
Really fascinating stuff. We've uncovered the incredible diversity this country offers, haven't we? From Lisbon's vibrant career opportunities to Tavira's tranquil retirement, and from Braga's dynamic, affordable tech scene to Funchal's digital nomad paradise. It truly does feel like there's a potential perfect match for nearly everyone.
Indeed. I mean, this detailed look at the cities really shows us that Portugal isn't just a place to live. It's more like an invitation to a new way of life, tailored to countless different aspirations.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's maybe a final thought for you, our listeners, to mull over. If choosing the right city is about finding your ideal physical space, what kind of deep dive will you need to embark on to truly integrate? To make that place your authentic home. Think about, the cultural nuances, building local connections, a personal growth that awaits beyond just the initial move. Because really, that's where the real adventure begins, isn't it?